Hi, my name is Joseph, and this is my Draw My Life video, where I will tell you my story from my personal view. I grew up in a very big family of 12 brothers, 10 of which were older than me. They were all jealous of me because my father loved me and Benjamin more than them. My father gave me many things, including a coat of many colors. It was a very beautiful coat, and it made my brothers jealous and angry. One night, later on, I had two dreams of the sun, moon, stars, and sheaves of wheat. When I told my father and brothers about this, my father scolded me, and my brothers became even more jealous. They all thought I was being very, very, very arrogant. When I was sent to them a few days later to check on them, they started conspiring against me. They wanted to kill me. But thankfully, Reuben convinced them not to. He decided that they should throw me in a pit so that he later could save me and send me to my father without any harm done to me. So I was in a pit, all alone, in the dark, wondering what was going to happen. Later, when Reuben was gone, Judah decided that they should sell me to a Midianite, and so they did. I was sent to Egypt, where I was sold to Potiphar, one of the king's men. There, I became successful because God blessed me in everything that I did. Potiphar liked me, but his wife liked me too much. She fell in love with me, where I had no power. I said no and no again when she asked. When she got angry and she stole my garment and I fled. I was put into prison by Potiphar, where I became chief over the prisoners because of my good behavior. Soon, the chief butler and chief baker came from Pharaoh's house, and they sat in my prison. They soon fell asleep and had dreams that predicted the future. When I asked them what was wrong the next morning, they were confused and scared. They told me their dreams, and God gave me the meaning and told me that the butler would live and the baker would die in 3 days. I asked the butler to remember me, but he didn't. He went back to the Pharaoh's house, and the baker died, and I stayed in prison. Soon, the Pharaoh had two dreams of his own 2 years later. He asked everybody, even magicians, but they would not tell him what the dreams were. The butler remembered me, and they sent for me. I told Pharaoh that God gave meanings and that plenty and family were coming. I asked that a man should probably collect food, and Pharaoh picked me. I became second in command of all of Egypt, and I sold food that I had collected during the years of plenty. Soon, my brothers came. They came and bowed down to me, as my dreams had told of years before. They all asked for food, and I was wondering whether or not they had changed. So, I accused them of being spies, and I put them in prison, where they probably were all wondering if God was punishing them for the crimes they had committed against me. Later on, after they were in there for a while, I took them out, saying that I feared God and that they would be able to get food. But if they did not bring their youngest brother next time they came to Egypt, they would get no food. So I kept Simeon, their brother, in jail while they were all sent home to Jacob, my father. When they came back, they had done as I asked, and Benjamin came with them. At the sight of Benjamin, I started to cry, remembering my mother. I cried and I ran to my chamber and told my servants to prepare a feast for them. I sat them around in age order and gave them food, and they were merry for a time, as I began to conspire against them. I asked my servant to hide my silver cup in the youngest's bag of grain, while the oldest's brothers were not looking. When they had gone away from Egypt, I sent my servant to go get the man with the cup in his sack and to be my servant here in Egypt. When the brothers came back, they were all crying and weeping and tearing their clothes. Judah asked to talk to me, saying he had something to say. He told me that if Benjamin did not return home to his father would die of a broken heart. He asked if he could take the place of Benjamin, and I knew they had changed. I told them who I was, and they became scared and confused at the same time, and happy, and crying, and a lot of things. I sent them back to Canaan, where I told them to bring my father to Goshen, where they could live. When they came, I fell upon my father's shoulders and cried. Everyone's happy, and we lived happily ever after. The end.